Okay, last but not least, I want to talk about Trey Lance today, the North Dakota State starting quarterback that is going to be entering the 2021 NFL Draft. I'm a big Trey Lance fan. I really am. Trey Lance has a great arm. He can make all the throws that you need him to. And to me, at least, Trey Lance is arguably the most natural deep ball thrower in this draft, okay? I know I talked about Mac Jones and his ability to throw the deep ball earlier in this episode, but to me, Trey Lance, he challenges Mac Jones in that regard, and he's arguably a better and more consistent deep ball thrower than Mac Jones. You can make that argument, okay? He's a really good deep ball thrower. And I've seen Trey Lance be able to fit the ball into the tightest of windows. He makes really good decisions as well. It's not an accident that Trey Lance had 28 touchdown passes to 0 interceptions during the 2019 NFL season, okay? That's really impressive. The fact that he did not turn the football over as far as throwing interceptions, and obviously there were some dropped interceptions, as there are for all quarterbacks, but it's not like Trey Lance had a ton of dropped interceptions where it was like, oh, he's getting lucky, he's getting bailed out. No. Trey Lance made really, really good decisions. He showed the ability to go through his first and second, even third reads, and really scan the field and pick teams apart like a true NFL franchise quarterback. Okay? He's also a very good runner of the football. Now, I don't know how fast he quite is just because he didn't run the 40-yard dash. I would have liked to have seen him run the 40-yard dash just because it seemed like he was bigger and stronger than every team that he faced as far as their defenses go. So I don't know quite how effective Trey Lance is going to be as a runner of the football at the next level. But I do think that Trey Lance, has a chance to really make some off-schedule plays. He will provide you with at least something in the run game. He's not an oak tree by any stretch of the imagination. Now, what are his weaknesses? I do see some ball placement issues at times, especially when he's throwing on the run. His mechanics can get a little bit rocky and a little bit wild when he throws on the run. But at the same time, it's not like he's a terrible thrower on the run. Those are just some of the things I saw from him that I think he can work on. There's really not a lot of weaknesses to Trey Lance's game. The biggest question myself and a lot of NFL teams are going to have to ask themselves is, can you look at what Trey Lance did at North Dakota State, and can you envision what he did there being what he does in the NFL? Okay? Because Trey Lance didn't run the most complex offense at North Dakota State. He was in a run-first offense. There were a lot of easy reads and a lot of easy throws. And it's not like they asked him to throw the ball a bunch of times. It's not like he had to carry the team. Obviously, he was the quarterback and he had to play really well. And he played well, and the team won a national championship back in 2019. But he had a lot of good players around him. Maybe not the 5 stars that Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields had, but he had good players around him. He was on a good team and ran a very, college-like style offense. It wasn't an NFL offense. And it's not like he was, asked to do a lot of NFL stuff. However, I did see NFL habits from Trey Lance, despite the fact that he was not asked to do a lot of NFL-level things. Now, if you go back and watch the one showcase game that Trey Lance had this past year in 2020, that game was awful. He was horrible. It was painful to watch, but I don't think that's an accurate representation of what Trey Lance is as a player. But if you want to see Trey Lance at an all-time low, go watch that game. He was god-awful, but it was a stupid showcase. He didn't seem prepared. I'm not going to put too much stock into that, okay? I do believe in Trey Lance as a player. However, what you have to take into account is he didn't play against the best competition in college, and he's only 20 years old with 1 year of starting in college under his belt, and it's not like he played in the SEC or the Big Ten, okay? He didn't play in a big-time conference, so this guy needs to sit the bench, at least for me, for a little while, and get developed properly before being thrown into the fire. I don't want Trey Lance being my day one starter. If he is, I need him to get all the reps in preseason. I need to play a certain type of way and really just hone him along as I go. But if Trey Lance is developed properly and gets the right coaching, I really truly do believe in him. I believe in his talent, but I also won't be shocked if Trey Lance becomes an absolute bust because a lot of the things he did in college was not NFL style stuff. But I do like him. And if I'm an NFL team and I need a quarterback, Trey Lance is on the short list of guys that I potentially would look to add to my team to be my next franchise quarterback.
Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.